All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word, love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia from the Chicago camp, coming back to you with what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. But I just so happened to see this pop up on my TikTok feed, and there's a docu-series out entitled Quiet on the Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV. And this brief explanation says it's a 4-part series about working at Nickelodeon, including the environment under the former producer Dan Schneider and what some describe as harmful situations that child actors and adult employees were put in. Now, when you start watching some of these TikTok videos, it basically explains how these child actors, during their time of being employed at Nickelodeon studios, how you had adults doing things with children that they ought not to be doing. And so this documentary is going to be shining a light on some of these situations. And in some of these videos, I saw that they were explaining how many of the shows that you saw on Nickelodeon, how they got canceled, or a certain actor or producer might have quit because they was going to start blowing the whistle. And some of them even knew that this documentary was coming out. All right. But this just goes to show you that all the stuff that you even think that's innocent or should be innocent, Bad Uncle Esau even finds a way to corrupt that too. All right. And it truly goes to show you that, as we read, and we're going to get the old classic Job 9:24 on how the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Because see, now as Bad Uncle Esau is in control, even though it's for a very short time. Okay, while he's still in control, he's shaping everything into his image. He's shaping everything to his mentality. And what's this guy's mentality? We're going to go to John 10:10. I've been getting this one a lot too. John 10:10 says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. Because this guy hates Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So naturally, everything that he does, or everything that can be pure and righteous and innocent, this guy is going to find a way to pervert it. Okay? And they said, what? This guy, Dan Schneider, what was he? Like Dan, he was the former producer. So this guy was up there. You know, he was probably in charge of many of the shows and the directions that they take, and you know, the creative thought that's been put into these things. It is no different from any of these other media outlets like Hollywood and magazines and music. All right. You got some vile people sitting in the highest places. And this is why the Bible clearly tells us, what's that in Ephesians? Starting at 12? Yeah. Ephesians 6:12. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, if the earth is given to the hands of the wicked and they're in these big time CEO positions, wouldn't also spiritual wickedness be in these high places? All right. Anytime you look at these big time studios like Marvel, Disney, Nickelodeon, CBS, Fox, Sony. I mean, if you want to talk about music, Paramount, Interscope, all the big time people, all those big time people who are the chairman and the CEOs and the CFOs, man, they are all wicked. And it's not a coincidence that all of them had just so happened to be the small hatters. On a side note, you know how they put out you notice that they put out a whole bunch of stuff and you ain't hearing about that situation in New York with the tunnels. But I digress. But nonetheless, it still doesn't change the fact that the majority of these people in these high positions just so happen to be the small hatters. And they're the ones in charge and they're the ones who are spreading this wickedness. This is why the Lord has to get this guy out of his position of rulership. Because these are supposed to be children's shows. But yet they're in positions where they can get to the minds of the youth at a very young age and make them corrupted even before the child even knows that his mind is corrupted. And I got to find this scripture where the Lord talks about, let me just get it real quick. All right. This is Psalm 94 and 23. And he says, and it says, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, Yahweh, our power, shall cut them off. Yeah, so in the midst of this devil doing all his wickedness, the Lord's going to recompense him. First of all, he's going to expose him through his servants, the prophets. All right. He's going to use his prophets to shine a light on his wickedness. And then when this wickedness gets exposed, hey, the Lord is going to trap him in the very same devices that he uses to spread wickedness. So he's on TV doing all this, the behind the scenes, doing this wickedness, doing things with children that he ought not to do. Hey, the Lord is going to make sure that somebody comes out on TV, his own platform, to speak against him, to shine more light on his wickedness. And in the end, have this light shine on him so hard that he can't help but scatter back into the darkness. The Lord is going to make sure that the wickedness that they do is going to be the thing that brings their prosperity to an end. And we're at the time where the Lord's doing that. He's exposing this guy on a mass level. There's not even 2 weeks that you can go by where something is happening where this devil is not being exposed for running some type of enterprise that deals with drugs, guns, or some type of human trafficking or sacrifice. All right, this guy is getting fully exposed. And you better believe that this is not going to be the last one. All right, I guarantee you there's going to be more documentaries coming out on what happens behind the scenes with these children's programs or just programming in general as it pertains to child stars and adults. So I'm going to actually try to see if I can find this so I can check it out. But nonetheless, I hope you all were edified. Until the next time, we're going to say shalom.